Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Free to Be podcast with your host, Jazzy P. Today, we're just going to jump right into it. There's no, well, that was random segment today. Today, I want to briefly, mm-hmm. Today, I want to speak on confidence and how to regain your confidence or how to gain confidence. Confidence is something that I have struggled with for my entire life. From pretty much as early and as young as I can remember, I've struggled with my confidence. Confidence in my ability to try things that I hadn't done before, confidence in myself, self esteem ties into that and wraps into that. I've always struggled with confidence and self esteem. And it really wasn't until recently that I began to break out of that, discover my power, discover my ability, my capability, and was able to improve my self esteem and improve my self confidence. And it really started with, well, I can't really say what it started with because a lot has happened on this journey, and every step and every part of this journey is what led me to this moment today. But what I can remember is the first time that I had therapy, and I'm not entirely sure what type of therapy it was, but it was talk therapy. I guess I'm not sure what type of talk therapy that it was, which method might be the more appropriate way to put that. I had therapy, and I was really able to identify and confront the actual issue that I had. And the issue that I had was, at least in this space and at this time, is with my appearance. I never felt that I was beautiful in my own skin. I would walk past mirrors and I would try to avoid them. Or when I did look into a mirror, I would not like what I saw. I did not like what I saw. So I would avoid mirrors at all costs. When I was presented with a new opportunity, I shied away from those opportunities because I did not feel that I had the ability to, I don't know, lead in that moment, didn't have the ability to create new solutions or just whatever the idea was. But that was really out of sync and misaligned with who I knew I was to be as a person. I knew I could do these things. I knew I could do what my peers were doing. I knew that I had the ability to create or I had the ability to excel. And but I was always afraid to tackle and take on new challenges or to be in the forefront or be at the forefront of whatever the situation was. And so I had therapy from what I can remember the first time when I was maybe 19. And that is when I was able to really confront those issues. And my therapist at the time, we were talking about appearance. And she was like, and she asked me, what was it about my appearance that I did not like? And I had buck teeth and I had a gap. And she asked me if I had any pictures from that time period, any time that any triggering photos, literally triggering. And I found one, and looking at that picture, even at 19, it felt really triggering, although I did not see what I saw at the time. Such a cute little girl. Did I have buck teeth? Absolutely. Did I have a gap? You better believe I did. But still beautiful nonetheless. But I did not see that at the time. And so we really worked through that. And then I had therapy again at another point. And although the therapy at that point wasn't really about self esteem, some aspects of that therapy were addressed to help me build my self esteem. And then most recently, the therapist that I had about 2 years ago, I would say she really was instrumental in helping me develop into the woman that I am today, the person that I am today. I have grown tremendously since the start of our sessions to the person that I am today. So, some things that I have done other than therapy and some things that may help you to improve your self esteem and your confidence in addition to therapy, because I think that is thrown around a lot. Not thrown around, let's have a little more respect for it. I think that suggestion is made um, quite often, and I think that's great. It's super important having a competent and qualified and skilled therapist to help you navigate life is incredibly important. But sometimes people aren't ready. Sometimes you might not be ready. Sometimes it may not be accessible to you at the time. So, some things that may help you that have also helped me include making a list of my achievements, really jotting down everything that I have done, maybe over the past several years, or if I just need motivation for the day, everything that I accomplished in the past week, just writing down a list and actually itemizing all of your accomplishments and everything that you have done makes an incredible difference. It validates you and it allows you to see that you have done this before, or you have done something like this before, or even if you haven't done this exact thing, here are the skills from what you have done before, and you can apply them to your next venture, your next adventure, to your next conquest, to your next task or challenge. You are capable because you have done it before, or you have done something similar, and you can tackle what is happening and whatever is ahead of you. Another one that is super huge, maybe even cliche, I don't know, but it has worked for me, and so I know it can work for you, are positive talk and positive affirmations. One thing that my therapist recommended is looking in the mirror every morning and saying something that you love about yourself, or just having positive self talk in the mirror, looking in the mirror and saying it out loud. So, whatever you're struggling with, say the opposite of that. So, if it's confidence, if it's beauty, if it's intelligence, look in your mirror and say, I am beautiful, I am confident, I am intelligent. Um, and this wasn't from my therapist, but another thing that I tried for a little while and I didn't stick with it, but it did help some, is recording your own affirmations so that you can hear your affirmations in your voice. So that you are literally speaking to yourself and you hear it in your voice. And I guess after you get over the awkwardness of hearing yourself on camera or hearing yourself on video, being able to hear yourself speak life into yourself did wonders, can do wonders for you. It did wonders for me for the time that I did use that particular method. So I wanted to elevate that strategy that my therapist gave to me by recording myself and hearing myself. So I would look in the mirror and say it, and then maybe while I was brushing my teeth or just passively throughout the day, I would play that recording for myself so that I could hear myself speak life into myself. And really, the last thing that has helped tremendously is radical self love. And I heard the term for the first time phrased in that way from my line sister. And she mentioned that she wanted to practice radical self love, just loving yourself regardless, without exception. Again, words to Miss Kev on stage, without exception, as is, without change. Just radical self love, loving yourself as the way you are presently. And that was so important because it's okay to want different, it's okay to want change, it's okay to want more, or to want, to see things differently. But it's really important to love and appreciate yourself for where you are right now. And that radical self love, that term and that phrase, it just really, really stuck with me. And over the past year, I have been practicing radical self love. I am challenging a lot of my old beliefs and I am shedding those old beliefs. I am accepting myself the way that I am, as I am presently, because I am wonderful and I am am amazing, and I'm so thankful that her experience, that she was able to lend her experience to help transform my life as well. Um, for those that know me personally, I am starting my second lock journey. And for anybody who has grown locks from pretty short, there's phase where your hair is it's a little kind of in an awkward phase. Some of it's locked, maybe, other parts of it are still a little spongy, and you may have some layers or some uneven layers. And if your hair is thick like mine, then you still are like experiencing some shrinkage, or I guess shrinkage would still be the word. Your roots are like really puffy and it's presenting as shrinkage. And it's just kind of this awkward phase. Like, I don't know, can I wear it up? Do I wear it down? If I wear it up, it's like sticking straight up. And so I'm just trying to figure out what to do with my hair, right? And it's in this awkward phase, but I am loving myself radically. I'm loving my hair as it grows out of my scalp. Um, and I'm just loving what my hair is doing. It's so thick, it's so beautiful. And I'm also really enjoying this really thick and beautiful stage, because when my locks mature, they are still going to be incredibly thick. I just have thick hair, and even with locks, I can't wear hats with locks. Like, that's how thick my hair is. Even if my hair is braided down and tied down, like, I can't wear hats. My hair is super thick. I have a lot of hair. Um, but I kind of lost my train of thought right there. But I am just loving myself. Um, my face is changing. My looks are kind of changing. My body is changing. And I am just accepting everything, all the changes. And not all the changes are bad, okay, honey? Because I look in the mirror today and I absolutely love, 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 love what I see. I did not always love what I saw. I was a really, really skinny, thin girl, and really thin and skinny for a long time. And that really impacted how I saw myself, because it was never looked at, I never received it and I never internalized it as you are skinny and beautiful. It was like, you are skinny and that is a problem, or that is undesirable, as I got older. So that really used to mess with my self esteem, my confidence. And I am not that anymore. And I really, really love what I see in the mirror. And that has come with a little extra, me in other places other than the quote unquote desirable places. But you know what? I love that too. And I love everything about myself. And I really hope that you can practice the same radical self love as is, without change, without exception, because you are worth it. And how uncomfortable is it to go through life without loving the person with whom you spend the most time, quite literally yourself? You should be your own best friend. I remember growing up, my mom used to say, or she used to tell me, if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. And I didn't quite, I would push back on that. I didn't agree with that. I'm like, you can absolutely love somebody else if you didn't love yourself, because I didn't love myself, but I loved those around me. And while I don't fully agree with that. I do think you can love others even if you don't love yourself, but it hits differently when you do love yourself. Now that I love myself, I see how I can love other people fully and more holistically, because I have a greater love for myself. Just the way you present, the way you show up for other people improves when you can show up for yourself, and when you love yourself, and when you feel like you are that girl or that guy or whomever. When you can show up as your full confident self, you definitely present differently. So I really, really encourage you to love on yourself, to extend grace to yourself. We are all having the same human experience. Our journey is different, but unless you believe in reincarnation and I mean, I kind of believe in that a little bit myself. But unless you have accepted that, or unless you are a believer in reincarnation, this is your first human experience. This is the first time you're going through it. And even if you do believe in reincarnation, I would imagine, I don't know too much about that school of thought, but I imagine that this is the first time as this individual is this time, your first time living through this experience. So maybe you have been a human before, maybe you have had a human experience before, but perhaps this is the first time you are living this human experience. You are having this journey as this human at this time, at this point. So extend yourself some grace and extend grace to those around you. Yes, have boundaries. No, don't let people walk all over you and take advantage of you. But extend some grace, because if you're dealing with some self esteem and some self confidence issues, maybe those around you are doing the same. We're all are experiencing the same. We're all learning, and we're all trying to make it through this life experience the best we can. And I can turn any conversation into a kumbaya moment, because that's really, at the end of the day, we need each other to survive. And here I am, I'm getting off track, right? But we need each other. So lift somebody up, help somebody improve their self-esteem. Cat Williams said, it is how you feel about yourself. Yes, I fully and totally agree. But maybe you can help somebody else on their self-esteem and their confidence journey. All right, I'm done. I'm done with my rant. I'm done rambling. I would love for you to join my Patreon. 3, $5, or $9 a month. You pick. You pick. And come on over there. You get exclusive content, early releases, extended episodes. It varies, but it's some good stuff. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. Thank you. Hit that like button, drop a comment if something that I said resonated with you. If there is something that you want to add, go ahead and drop that in the comments as well. Or maybe you're on your other favorite streaming platform: Amazon, Spotify, Apple, Google Play. I'm team iPhone, so I'm not entirely sure. But go ahead and rate that. Give it 5 stars. Give it as many stars as you possibly can, so that others can discover this great podcast as well. Until next time, peace.